Play a clip. Now, things really changed for Aaron Imholte the weekend of his settlement or his sentencing hearing around June 25th. And while I, of course, did travel out there to be present at the sentencing to report back to you all honest and earnest findings in an unbiased and unvarnished way, because we never seemed to get the absolute truth from Aaron. What ended up happening while I was out there seems to have caused ripples in Aaron's life, and unintended. You know, I was invited down to the gym by Scott to talk to Scott. We knew Aaron had just finished up his show on the air. We knew he wouldn't be there, you know, so no matter how much Aaron wants to do this thing where he pretends anybody was trying to find Aaron, nobody was trying to find Aaron. That was weird. So, you know, we go down to talk to Scott, and it was in those moments, it was in those interviews and those revelations that were uncovered in those visits that have caused him to now find a new gym. He's been at this gym for 5 years, but because his coach and the owner of his gym told the truth about him. And by the way, this is after he dared people on the internet to go after Scott and to leave negative reviews and attack Scott. He said, "You can't do shit to Scott. Go ahead and try." You know, Chad Zumach and all the, you know, low IQ, low brained losers like that have been calling and harassing Scott over and over and over again for months. And Aaron didn't have a problem with that. But the minute Scott started talking about Aaron not being a real coach, Aaron blowing it, Aaron getting himself in trouble. We saw the video where Scott was speaking to the class, denouncing Aaron and saying he fucked up. He doesn't listen to me, and now he can't come anymore. He's out. He's not a part of the boxing program. We watched Aaron turn into Summer Aaron, where he became more concerned with golf and stopped talking about boxing so much and all this stuff. And now he's got this secretive new boxing club, boxing group, gym that he goes to, and he's daring people to find out where it is. People have already found out where it is. You know, I'm not here to dox that, but people have already found out where it is. This is not a real gym. It's in the basement of another facility.
I had a fight with Scott over a guy I wanted to train. And I told him, I go, "Scott, this guy really is, he's a good guy. He's getting back on his feet. He's staying at the Salvation Army. He's eating at the soup kitchens." And
remember, Aaron met him once. Aaron met him the one night, and now he's vouching for all this stuff about the guy. Did Aaron get his number? Does Aaron check up with him? Did Aaron invite him to the new gym? Hey, we can help you over here.
Everything. And he said,
"Is this about the homeless guy?" Remember, this all got manifested after Scott started talking about Aaron.
Says, "I've been in street fights and I want to learn how to box because I respect boxing and I know it's different than street fighting." So I started showing some things on the heavy bag, and I wanted to bring the guy in the ring, and I wanted to lightly spar with him so he could learn.
Anybody who can street fight well has no interest in boxing and learning boxing. Anybody who can take care of themselves outside of a ring doesn't give a fuck about learning how to, hey, could you teach me how to fight with a bunch of restrictions and rules? You know? Like, I don't think most of the people who like learned how to street fight have this inherent desire to pivot into boxing.
Learn some shit. He's a big dude, bigger than I am. And I wanted to teach him some shit. And Scott like throws this bitch hissy fit because when Scott has a bad day, he's just
right. This is a guy who's like, he's living in a Salvation Army. He's homeless. He's jobless. But the thing he's really focused on and passionate about is being an amateur boxer. That's the career path he's picked.
To everyone. That's why all his trainers have left him, except for like one or two. A bunch of his trainers went and started a new gym. Good guys. Love them. They're great.
We've never heard this. He's never said one bad word about the gym. Scott. Never one bad word about it. And now it's pouring out. By the way, he did this to both Gino and Keanu the minute they turned on him. He did this to April the minute she was gone. He did this to Nick. He did this to Kayla. He did this to Ashley. He's done this to everyone. He did it to Roots last week.
Great guys, Lolo the Frenchie. And they started a new one because he starts yelling. He's like, no. And the guy can hear him. He's like, no, that guy needs to come to me with some money and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Scott, I'm not asking him to pay anything. I'm just asking if I can go train the guy. No, I need to start setting some ground rules around here. He needs to do this. And he starts shitting on the guy for being in the Salvation Army, staying there. He's like, yeah, he's just a bum and this and that.
Now, again, if you've heard Scott talk more than once, you're trying to picture this to get this together. Piece of shit staying at the Salvation Army? Right.
I'm like, dude, do you understand that boxing, that's how it works? That's the beauty of this sport. You take people who are on hard times, daddy, and you train them. Luckily, I was able to find another place, and I got in contact with this dude, and he is learning how to box, which is...
Oh. So now the guy from the Salvation Army near Scott's gym who comes over to get help or use the gym or whatever, now he's going all the way across town. Remember, Aaron said this is on the east side. It's all the way across town, on the other side of the tracks, across the river. And now this homeless guy is traveling to a gym across town to work with Aaron. So, again, if you go check USA Boxing, it says he's suspended. If you go check Safe Sport, it says he's suspended. But Aaron right here says... basically, he's helping this guy. He's helping train this guy. He said, you'll never find out where I train boxers. So he's doing this underground, unsanctioned, uninsured, illegal training, coaching.
I knew it. I knew I'd trigger him over the fact that they couldn't find my new gym, and I stood up for a guy. Aha. N-word Sister Hams even gave me money so he could seethe. Hi, Aaron. Why didn't you tell Coach Scott that you would cover the homeless person's gym membership instead of expecting him to provide a free lunch? I did. I told him, I said, I'll take care of his USA boxing license. I'll take care of that. I'll take care of it for him. No, he's got to figure it out on his own. You don't know Scott. Scott gets pissy about one thing that happened in his shitty life, and then it's got to just, and then he irrational.
Scott gets pissy about one thing that happened in his shitty life. Listen to this. This was your boy. You guys talked every day. You laughed every day. You were running inside jokes and pranks. This is crazy. This is nuts.
Rationally just rages at everything. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's insane. And that's why all of his trainers leave. And a lot of the fighters. We had this kid. I get to spar with him now, which is nice because...
yes, because we've all moved over to the free gym.
You know, I left hell. But there was a kid. I say kid, he's an adult, but he's younger than me. Really talented fighter, like 170-pound, really talented guy. But he was one of those guys who was getting by on athleticism. And it's like, dude, you just tighten up. He likes to work out of the shell. It's like you tighten up your shell a little bit.
Get your shell right. This guy's in shell hell.
You move your upper body a little more. You've got something. Like
Tell him, coach. Tell him, coach.
Match the athletic skill with the technical skill, you'll be killing it. And he is now. He's doing great. Scott was a asshole to him. And like he would say, like he's a black guy. And
this is great. Listen to this.
Like Scott would say shit to him. I'm like, Scott, do you know how that sounds to black people? He yells at black fighters sometimes. He's like, you think I'm prejudiced? You're damn right I'm prejudiced. If you don't want to work, you can get the f out of here. It's like, Scott, you.
First of all, if you worry about what sounds like what to black people, you're racist. Imagine worrying about what it sounds like to black people. Like that's not your problem, okay? It's not your problem. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ask a black person what the word strawberry sounds like. Ask them if ask sounds like axe. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what it sounds like to them. You're looking at it through the racist lens.
You don't yell at black people that you're prejudiced. I know you think you're trying to do a thing, but you're not smart enough to do that you're a dumb guy. You are a basic central Minnesota hillbilly. You're not bright enough to pull off the thing you're pulling off.
Everyone who starts to tire of his bullshit, he immediately turns on. Oh yeah, well they were dumb. They were ugly. They were stupid. They were retarded. They didn't know what was going on. Their pussy smelled. It's like, Jesus, these are people you picked. You picked April. You picked Ashley. You picked Nick. You picked Kayla. You picked Johnny. You picked Corey. You picked Scott in his gym. And then fast forward, just in the 2 years I've followed your career, if that's what you want to call it, barely burning your words, YouTube terms of service. You know, everyone has exited your life and you talk mad shit about them. That's nuts. That's nuts.
I've had black fighters tell me, they'd be like, does he know how to talk to black people? It's like, no.
I've had black fighters come up to me and say, does he know how to talk to black people? Does he know how to talk to black people? I want you to really remember this for the interview later. Scott doesn't know how to interact with black people, and he doesn't get black people. Remember all this.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Especially like black fighters, you know. It's just, dude. Yeah, Roots Calhoun says, I like Scott. Yeah, I can understand why you'd like him. Business-wise and trainer-wise and coaching-wise, it's terrible.
He's one of the worst.
I mentioned that I'm boxing somewhere else now because Scott was a piece of shit and wouldn't stop talking a bunch of shit. Like if people...
Scott was a piece of shit and wouldn't stop talking a bunch of shit. Beloved chatter, Scott said 2 times that guy Aaron is talking about does pay dues. Aaron invented the homeless story based on Scott's comment about not running a charity. Yeah, again, he needed the excuse to leave the gym. The real reason he's leaving the gym is embarrassment. He's embarrassed to Scott and Jonathan Geyer and all the guys he pretended to coach. You know, all those guys now know that he's a joke on the internet and his personal life is crumbling. That's a fact. That's the embarrassment why he can't show his face there anymore. And he's nonplussed by all of the conversations that I had with him, Nick had with him, and Chad continues to have with him. All this stuff coming out about the legend that never was, Aaron Imholte, is embarrassing. He's got to move to a new gym, but he can't do it for that reason. So he's got to find an adjacent thing, blow it up into a bigger thing, and make that the reason he's leaving. I stand for the homeless, so I'm out of here. Scott's a piece of shit. June 24th, around 8:30 p.m., the Steel Toe Evening Show was ending. We knew Aaron wasn't at the gym. And we decided to stop by because Scott had invited us. Nick and I rolled up to the gym. Audio rolling at first because I wasn't sure how we were going to be received. Hey, Scott.
Yes, sir.
I'm one of the people that Aaron Imholte wanted to box. I'm one of the people Aaron Imholte wanted to box. On the numerous times Aaron Imholte has offered to fight, threatened to fight, and eviscerate me. You know. Bubble Popper 24, I'm a fan. Here's a tip. Every fan should give a tip.
Patrick.
You know me?
Oh, my God.
You know me? I couldn't believe it. You know me? You know me?
Patrick.
I'm in town and I had to come meet.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good, how are you? I wasn't sure that you'd remember me.
I said he seems like a nice guy. I think he's a nice guy. Nick is like, I wouldn't sure you remember me. We're so humble. We're so humble. You.
Me?
Yes.
I'm a coach, okay? I'm not there to be
And this
anybody's
is John?
buddy. John? Yeah, the guy you wanted to meet.
Yes. So John Geyer was there, who I've told to go fuck himself in an email before. And I had forgotten that at this point. So he could have started swinging, you know. Patrick Melton.
I was just going to say Patrick, but how's it going, buddy?
Yeah. So that's John Geyer. They're all starstruck to meet Melton, you know. And Nick's there too, but mostly Melton. They're in love with me. I'm a celeb.
How's it going? Holy
So
shit, you're in
anyway-
a different state, right?
Yeah. Holy shit, you're in a different state, right? Nothing gets by Geyer. We came for Aaron's sentencing hearing tomorrow.
No idea.
He's getting sentenced.
I thought I recognized you.
We're here for Aaron's sentencing. Listen to this. This is what's one of the craziest things Scott says right here.
I like the toast.
I was just trying to, I leave here to go over to Stay Fit when I get done here.
He locks his gym up at 9. And sometimes he closes early. He closes early all the time whenever there's nobody there. And, you know, Scott's a boxer, but he's got a bite that'll leave you. I mean, this looks rabid. I guess that's what a real boxer looks like. You're missing several teeth. Maybe Aaron pulled the tooth out to try to look more like Scott, this feral man. But he goes over to Stay Fit. He's saying he closes down his gym and then goes over to another gym to relax. Listen to this. This is crazy.
I was just trying to, I leave here to go over to Stay Fit when I get done here. So I can recover, relax. They close at 10. They kick everybody out of the world at 9:30. So I leave at 9 so I can recover for freaking practice.
Yeah. So he leaves his own gym to go to another gym to chill. This is like Cheetos bartending at another gym. Yeah, Mooney typed it exactly what I was saying. Yeah, this is like all these guys have another business like their business that they support.
You know, our
I've never suggested I do it.
Yes.
That's what this
I'd be too tall for this, I feel like.
Well, you can jump in the ring.
No. So here's the ring where they do the work. You know? I'm not physically fit, Scott. I want to know if you could train me.
Yeah, you know why? Because I ain't good listen. The source. He was the source.
Which I learned
Well, of course. If, you know, and really, say if you have a big following, a coach was doing something bad.
Yeah.
Who would you report it to? And if you don't know, hey, so you followed the protocol when it was supposed to be done.
I have a question. Was he ever a coach here, or he was getting a safe sport to become a coach?
Yes.
So he's never really been a coach. Okay. No. Now, again, we've all known this. We all know this. But Aaron's whole banning from boxing came from his desire to be a coach when he wasn't. He had spent years telling everybody he was a coach, and then he dragged the gym online, told everybody about Scott and this boxing gym, and then people started asking questions, I guess publicly, to Scott, and Scott said, now you have to get certified. You have to do the work to become a coach. I can't have you here doing this work and not being insured and not being licensed and not being accredited and approved and whatever it takes. And that's what triggered the background check that got Aaron suspended, both as a fighter and a potential future coach. And here is Scott saying it again. We've seen it over email, but here it is in person.
A safe sport to become a coach.
Yes.
So he's never really been a coach. Okay.
Scott, do you mind if I go with these guys and work?
Scott, do you mind if I go with these guys and work on some stuff? This is no different than Aaron being in a class and pairing up with somebody else to do some work. Aaron wasn't in a leadership position. He wasn't training. The only reason that everyone called Aaron Coach Aaron and Mr. Aaron is because of his age. These kids are 18, 19, 22. Aaron's in there balding, man tits, dragging on the mat. And he carries this air about him where he kind of forces himself on other people and tells them he's a coach and he's a trainer and he's one of the guys here at the gym.
In the old days.
Right.
Hey, technology changes things. And boxers, when you got 20 of them, yeah, this one-on-one stuff, hey, there isn't. Don't you think, the heavyweight for the golfers, the gold medalist, Gable Stevenson, hey, he had 50 matches. Don't you think that if all the coaches gave him all the attention and forgot about the team would be shit?
Right.
Hey, you want to give everybody equal opportunity. That means equal training, equal one-on-one, because you train as a team like wrestling.
Aaron's not a team player, he's saying. So Aaron, you're going to hear Aaron didn't want to put in the work, Aaron didn't want to listen, and Aaron didn't want to be a team player. That's the theme.
Is he going to be a coach here? He said that you guys received word that he's getting his...
Listen to this. Listen to everything Aaron just has been saying about Scott this week. He's a cunt. He's dumb. He doesn't know what he's doing. He should shut it down. He's not a good fighter. He's not a good trainer. He's not a coach. He was never my coach. He hates his life. He's mean. He's racist. He doesn't know how to talk to black people. Remember all that. And I just asked, will Aaron get the chance to be a coach here if this all gets cleared up?
He got cleared by Safe Sport. Okay, Safe Sport then, whatever the sport is, could be wrestling because Minnesota USA Wrestling does the same thing.
Right.
Okay, they turn it back to USA Boxing. They can say yay, they can say no.
So you haven't gotten word that it's done?
No.
Okay.
No. And usually they follow up with the individual.
Why do you let him lie about you like that? He said that you...
Why? So I said, just to clarify, you haven't gotten word that it's cleared up. Because remember, Aaron said that the gym already got a letter and he was just waiting on his letter. Now, again, that was 3 months ago. But we're trying to find out, has it been cleared up?
You got word that it's all cleared up?
Well, it got cleared up by Safe Sports.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Aaron says that's not true. Or, sorry, Moody says that's not true. Moody says if you go to the Safe Sport website, it still says suspended. Scott here says Safe Sport cleared him, but USA Boxing will not clear him. So I don't know how the two relate.
You should have said, well, now it gets to follow the pattern of the protocol. USA Boxing has to give final approval then, for him to coach.
But he tried...
Okay, so USA Boxing has a say in whether or not Safe Sport clears it up. I think it's just the way they're saying it. There might be two bodies and one has cleared it, but the other one has not. And USA Boxing gets the final say as to whether or not the safe sport gets cleared.
To tell you it was all bullshit, and then he had to plead guilty to it. Like, so you know he did it, right?
So now we're talking about the revenge porn stuff. Because you remember when Scott said innocent until proven guilty, and we're like, well, now he's.
Now, the court case, all that I haven't followed, so
Okay.
I don't know.
So, well, he pled guilty and he's getting sentenced tomorrow. That's why I'm here, to go to his sentencing, just to see how it plays out. Because he does lie, Scott. You know that.
That's why I'm here, to watch the sentencing and see how it plays out. Nobody's there to harass Aaron. Nobody's there to stalk Aaron. Nobody's there to harm anybody.
Like, he lies.
So now I've said, like, because he lies about everything. So I came here to see how it plays out firsthand, because he lies about everything. And here's Scott going, yeah, I know.
Everybody gives that little bit of boost on social media.
Yeah, of course.
Look at me. Being a radio personality as he was, like Howard Stern, you're going to look at me. Why? Because I'm better than this guy, and I can do this.
So he's talking about how Aaron has this bravado and this false, machismo in public because he's like Howard Stern.
And I can do that.
Yeah, but it hurts your business when he goes around saying I'm coaching there, right? That's why you were like, you got to get legit if you're going to be running your mouth.
You do. I mean, you really have to.
Right.
I mean,
so there you go. Fair by a business owner, right? That's fair by a business owner being like, dude, you got to get licensed. You're going to call yourself a coach. But I was letting you help out down here and throwing you $25 a week to help me out during this class. But then you ran on your radio show and told everybody you're a coach, and you started inviting people down here to fight. You unlocked the gym during closing hours, inviting people down here for street fights. On multiple occasions, you keep threatening to fight everybody. You're becoming a liability to this gym that I was willing to overlook it and let you lie and tell everybody you're a coach. Who cares? It's just some fucking man-titted idiot out there telling people a lie to make himself feel more than. But the fact is, the more you do it and draw attention to my gym and I start getting questions, now you have to get legit. Now you have to go do your actual safe sports shit and get insured. We can't have you doing this. You're causing a bad name for the gym.
Because otherwise,
if something happens,
God,
your insurance, right?
Oh God, they're going to come. You hired this guy. Why did you let him say that he was a coach? Okay, then we found out. Then you did get after him, but then he did coach because you let him go in the ring. And if he said he was a coach and you knew he wasn't, don't you think you should have stopped him? And that's what an attorney would ask me.
Right.
Hey, you let that protocol happen,
and then you could lose your business.
Yeah. But now, if you would say then, and the difference, as an athlete, as a fellow boxer, I'm going to work. I'm going to get some work in myself. No, that makes a distinct purpose.
Right.
Separation. Now he's working himself. Great. Do you have your USA Boxing insurance? Because he has to be insured as a boxer to be an athlete up to age 40. 40 and below is athlete. 41 and above is master's division.
Okay.
Old timers division.
He's almost in that though, right?
Yeah.
He'll be in that in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So in 1 year, Aaron will be in the masters division, the old timers division. So it's almost a moot point. He won't be fighting these 22-year-olds.
I mean, some of the guys, they turn pro.
And you used to fight, right? You used to.
So I'm asking him now, did he used to fight? Because remember, Aaron said Scott doesn't know anything about boxing. He's a wrestler. And that he doesn't really care about boxing or teaching boxing or...
Oh, God, yeah. Well,
is your record better than his 0-2 record?
I got over 50 fights.
So Scott said, I got over 50 fights.
I lost, you know, it's funny. I lost more than the one I won. I got knocked out once.
Listen to what a horn dog this old man is.
Because my focus was on 3 girls in the front row that had skirts up to here.
He lost a fight and got knocked out because he was looking up girls' skirts. This is boxing.
Distracted?
Oh, God. And I did this. And Roland Riley changed his level, threw a straight right to the belly. I'm down on all fours.
How quick could I pick up the fundamentals?
205 or over is super heavyweight.
Do you think I'm over 205?
So I'm asking what it would take to get me in fighting shape, you know. And he said, well, over 205 is heavyweight. And I said, you think I'm over 205? Wow. Okay. So what he's saying here, if you haven't followed what he's saying, he's talking a lot about how the conditioning, and you need to listen to him. There's no shortcuts to do this conditioning stuff. You can have all the boxing fundamentals, you can know the moves, but if you're not conditioned, if your body can't keep up the endurance of boxing, you won't be able to do it. He's saying here that he can beat Aaron in the ring. And until Aaron can beat him, maybe Aaron should stick to golf. Basically, he's saying if Aaron can beat, when Aaron can beat me, I'll listen to his way. But I can beat Aaron. So maybe he should stick to golf. Now, Aaron, as Aaron does, this week Aaron was talking about physically fighting Scott. That he would destroy Scott. Now, why that came up, I don't know. Again, Aaron has to threaten everybody physically. This is what he does, despite what he tells the court. But here's Scott saying, every time Aaron and I got in the ring, I gassed him out. He can't keep up with me, and I'm 60. So until Aaron can keep up with a 60-year-old, stick to golf, he said.
Oh, it works.
I'm 60. I'm 60. Okay? Keep up to a 60-year-old. Great. I'll give you kudos. If you can't, maybe you should stick with golf.
Yeah.
Maybe you should stick with golf. And we know he's not good at golf either.
That's just not for that's for everybody, because
that's not just for Aaron, that's for everybody.
So if Aaron gets his safe sport and his USA boxing cleared up here,
I'd give him another chance.
I'd give him another chance. This is June 24th, 2025. Aaron says this guy talks shit about him and won't stop bad-mouthing him. All he said is Aaron's stubborn and doesn't listen and wants to do everything his way. And then he got himself into all this safe sport trouble, which is just facts. That's just true. And here's Scott saying, if he got all this cleared up, I'd give him another chance. Scott being the bigger man, I'd give him another shot.
To help out.
Yeah.
To help out.
One thing, he doesn't go out there to hurt, smash, kill. And I like that.
I like that about him. He's not a destroyer. I don't even think the guy knows how. He doesn't even know he's been declawed.
About Aaron, that it's like, hey, I'm working with this guy, I'm working with this guy. This guy needs this, and this guy needs that. That's why too. He fit. How can I work with the coaches that are kind of stubborn and single-minded, single-dimensional? Meaning, they're old school. They're never going to condition. They're not going to run it like a football training camp like I do. Okay, I'll do part one, and just like in college football. Okay, there's a strength conditioning coach. There's quarterbacks coach. There's the running backs coach. Everybody.
So here, this is what Aaron was describing. How Scott just gives a speech in the beginning, and then everybody goes off with the real coaches who do the real work. No, it's exactly what I said. I imagine there are people working on specialties. There are things people are trying to work out and get a handle on. There's people who are just starting and need to do more basic stuff and conditioning stuff. Just little like breakout sessions. Isn't it? I mean, we did the same thing when I played football, right? Offense would go do this. Defense would go do that. Special teams would go over here. O-line's doing this. D-line's doing that. We would always be breaking up doing separate shit. No? Doesn't that make sense?
Does their part. After I do my part, great. But the minute somebody draws blood.
Now watch this. We heard Scott sticking up for George Floyd a minute ago. But Aaron told us that Scott doesn't know how to talk to blacks. Aaron told us that black people are uncomfortable around Scott. And Aaron told us that Scott embarrasses himself around black people. Now, I don't want to alarm anybody, but there's one coming up behind Scott. Let's hope it's one of the good ones. Now, let's watch this interaction between Scott and a black to see if what Aaron says is true. Remember, Aaron said other coaches have come to him. Black athletes have come to Aaron. Everyone comes to Aaron. The members come to Aaron. The coaches come to Aaron. And the athletes come to Aaron. And they ask Aaron, does Scott know how to talk to black people? Does Scott even know how to talk to black people? Let's see. Let's see what an interaction with a real live black looks like.
Okay, no, you're done.
Right.
Your defense sucks. And as I tell the guys, your defense sucks. Remember what happened to Mike Zimmer? Defense sucked. He got fired.
Gotcha.
You know? Yeah, good night, Gideon. So
Black guy waved to Scott. And then Scott said, yep, good night, Gideon. Now, we can sit here and digest the name Gideon all night, but this was closing time for the gym. There's a black guy there. He waves goodbye to Scott, meaning he knows Scott. And then Scott goes, yep, have a good night, Gideon. Does he even know how to talk to blacks? First of all, imagine like the fact that Aaron said that is crazy. The fact that Aaron said that is crazy. Like, I've had athletes come up to me and they've asked me, like, does Scott know how to talk to black people? Yeah. Is it like regular people? Is it like regular people? Not once over Hackamania did Shades Cal approach me, and I thought to myself, all right, get in your Ebonics gear, change out your thumb drive, and get some cool new words. Fuck. Does he even know how to talk to blacks? Does he even know how to do it?
your defense sucks.
Now he turns around because he hears a noise. It's a black guy coming.
And as I tell the guys,
And then he turns his back to him again. What? What?
your defense sucks. Remember what happened to Mike Zimmer? Defense sucked. He got fired.
Gotcha.
You know? Yeah, good night, Gideon. So,
Wow. Does he even know how to talk to blacks?
I never played college football.
But he talks like he's the best boxer in town. He's got a god complex or something. Like he talks like nobody could step toe to toe with me. Nobody can. Like, what is that?
I know, it irritates the piss out of me.
Aaron thinks he can beat people up. What's the deal with that? I know. It irritates the piss out of me.
Yeah, good night, Gideon. So, I never played college football.
But he talks like he's the best boxer in town. He's got a god complex or something. Like he talks like nobody could step toe to toe with me. Nobody can. Like, what is that?
I know, it irritates the piss out of me.
Yo, why do you let him drag you? Why do you let him drag you into this stuff?
Because the boxers that are here have proven everything that a lot of things that he. Well, one, he's not a head coach. Two, he's a technique guy.
He's not a head coach. He's a technique guy. He's not a coach, Scott. You've said that.
And you know,
Very similar, very similar. I was actually, you were.
He can't find words to justify what it is Aaron does.
after a while you can kind of tell this guy that's helping us means well.
Right.
But see, a lot of these people don't hear him out there.
Yeah.
Okay, out there.
Oh, Gideon's back. Back again. Gideon's black. Tell a friend.
That group that hears them, they think, oh,
The ego takes over. It's like,
Okay. So listen to this. Scott says, I can tell he means well, but after a while, his ego takes over.
tell this guy that's helping us means well.
right.
But see, a lot of these people don't hear him out there.
Yeah.
A lot of the people here don't hear him out there. So again, this is what I was saying. Like in the boxing world, he gets to be the coach who gets to tell people I have a super successful show. It's awesome. I'm owning the haters every day. My numbers are bigger than everybody's. You should see this Melton guy. What a loser. And then outside of the boxing world, he gets to tell us, I'm a coach. Everybody looks up to me. I'm one of the toughest, best guys. But when one of the podcast outside world people finds their way inside of this tiny boxing bubble, and we hear firsthand that it's the same in the bubble as it is outside the bubble. All the guys in here call him the nerdy, dorky looking old guy. And he's not tough. And a 60-year-old can beat him up. And he's not really a coach. You know, he just got a hold of a name tag and pretends. Like, once that happens, once those worlds collide and the streams get crossed, it's like you have to move to a new gym. You have to go to a new school. If you poop your pants in front of everybody at lunch, you have to go to a new school now. You have to go to a new school because that will now be your legacy until you graduate, and maybe college if enough people go to your college. But here he is. He's saying like this outside Aaron seeps in here, and then the ego takes over, and he thinks like because I'm a cool big time radio guy, I'm also a cool big time boxing guy. And it's like the truth is you're neither. You're neither of those things.
Okay, out there, that group that hears them, they think, oh,
The ego takes over. It's like,
ego takes over. But, these guys, well, they know Scott leads by example.
Right.
Now I got a bad hip, and I'm still pushing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, you guys, you coaches, okay? If you can keep up or outdo, great, you can do it. You can't, you won't, I'll do it.
Right.
And again, you lead by example. Is it that Herb Brooks tough-ass mentality? That Nolan Saban from Alabama?
Yeah.
Well, this is an Alabama football. Doesn't have to be. I'm the coach. Or it's like this. I don't need your money. I like to be here. Big difference,
That's true. Aaron does the Steel Toe Morning Show because he needs the money. That's why he can't miss shows. That's why there's 2-a-days. Scott says, I don't need anybody's money. I'm here for the love of the game, which is the opposite of what we've heard. Aaron says that Scott kicked this homeless guy out because he needed money. No, he wants guys who are serious about boxing. And it's one of the reasons Aaron had to go. He wasn't serious about boxing. And by the time he tried to get serious, it was a little too late. His record wouldn't allow it.
Okay? There were some people out there, and I told Aaron, man, this is these phone calls.
I want you to know that's never been me. And Chad Zumock's one of these guys who's called you a bunch, and you've sat there on the phone with him on his podcast.
Yeah.
I've never called you. I've never directed people to call you. If I'm in town, I'm happy to stop by and come, because I just want to clear things up, man. I don't hate Aaron. We just laugh when Aaron keeps stepping on it.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, he doesn't listen. And
Scott said, I would too.
He doesn't get out of his own way, and he keeps hurting himself. No one's hurting Aaron. No one wants to see Aaron. He's a father. He's a family guy.
Yeah.
Like,
we gotta watch. Like, sometimes, like the song said, "Shut up and kiss me." Okay.
All right, you ready to see Aaron hit on Scott? Nick.
Just shut up and do the job.
He said, "Don't tempt me, Scott." All right, watch. Mushpot over here, Geyer. I'm not even kidding you. We are 18 minutes into filming this video in the middle of this gym. Nick and Geyer have been standing there watching this happen, and now Geyer is about to go, "Dude, Scott, he's filming you." I shit you not. Jonathan Geyer is about to go, "Maybe we shouldn't talk because he's filming." Nothing gets by Geyer.
hey, you will never find a video of me telling people to do shit.
It went down for a little bit. Not now, we're coming back, but it wasn't a
Well, if Aaron comes back coaching.
Some of the guys that were talking smack are now consistent positive followers. So.
Yeah, there you go. Well, if Aaron comes back and you start filming while he's here, you'll definitely get some more viewers for sure.
Now here's the other thing too. You have Save Sport. You also have now USA Boxing. Then there's me, but at the same time too, now I have our membership. A lot of people won't know this. I can start a nonprofit, but your members, in 1970, it was called the Nonprofit Corporation Act. Back.
Are you a lawyer or something?
Man's owned a business.
This is a long way of him saying, I know this feels insane, but what he's saying is the way his gym is structured, it's structured as a nonprofit. Okay. It's structured as a nonprofit, and there's a board, but the board can be voted in and out at any time by the members. The members have a tremendous amount of power. And the members in this case mean the members of the gym. So people who are members of this gym get to vote on almost anything the gym does, which means at a certain point when Aaron wants to come back to the gym, if Aaron gets approved by Safe Sport and gets approved by USA Boxing and did want to come back and coach, the members would get to say. The board would get to say. And they could all vote like, no, it's not worth the trouble. It's not worth the hassle. This guy's too risky. So it wouldn't even be up to Scott.
In that direction,
right.
Okay, us 500 people, but however, in the bylaws, you can create the bylaws and say, look, you got to put 2 years worth of work in before you can become a voting member.
Yeah, yeah.
And and again, it's all about control of that pot of gold of money, and that for us, for charitable gambling, the general membership of the group has to decide. But too, they also decide, well, if Aaron put you through all this, Scott, okay, even though you might have forgiven him, okay, we as a membership don't want to take that chance.
Even if Scott forgives Aaron, the membership might decide it's too risky and they don't want to take the gamble on letting Aaron coach at their gym. It's not worth it.
We don't need the trouble.
We don't need the trouble. I'll make a motion and somebody can second it, and then the two polls.
Yeah, and again, if the gym is not for profit, like he says, like that blows a hole in Aaron's whole argument that he doesn't want to help people out. It's all about money. He doesn't want to give back to the community.
Or democracy, not by the board, but by the members who are there.
Right.
Say, Scott, you cannot. 10 to 2, you'll have
I don't
to
think
do
people
that.
care enough to keep Aaron out. Like, he's not really, like you said, he's not a bad, I don't think his intentions are bad or.
Well, when he's here, he's very instructive. when he's on the podcast, and I've never listened. So
Scott has never listened.
It's out there because John was filming us when Aaron was here, and I go, all you guys out there behind the screens, sticks and stones may break my bones.
That's the old school way of doing it. Like, you don't let things bother you when people are just running their mouth. Who cares?
Yeah, I know. And, it's like, what do you do? And it's like, I still got to be here. I'm still going to coach. Hey?
Right.
Aaron, come here. Yeah. I don't care if anybody sees you. He's here. Of course, he can't box, but, he can hit heavy bag, part of the gym part, but he can't be a part of the box.
So here it is. This is what Aaron's status at the gym. He can't be a part of the boxing. He can't come to classes. He can't teach. He can't be a competitor. He can't come be a part of the boxing. He goes, he can come in here and go into the gym and hit the heavy bag, but he can't come in the boxing part. He's not allowed to do anything with boxing.
I don't care if anybody sees you. He's here. Of course, he can't box, but
he can't box.
He can hit heavy bag.
He can hit the heavy bag.
Part of the gym part, but he can't be a part of the boxing part.
He can go in the gym part where we have a couple heavy bags hanging and hit the heavy bags, but he cannot be involved with the boxing at all.
Aaron, come here. Yeah. I don't care if anybody sees you. He's here. Of course, he can't box, but he can hit heavy bag, part of the gym part, but he can't be a part of the boxing part.
Right.
And that, safe sport. And even Cindy, when she had called, it was funny because we had our match in September, and
okay, everything he's about to say is about February. He says September here at the beginning, and then I recognize this was about February, and I correct him, and then we get on track. So if you remember, he was supposed to have the big fight February. The end of January, I guess it was, when his safe sport got suspended. But this is when we found the list of his fight record was 2, and they were having trouble finding him an opponent. This is a story about that. Now listen, this is a crazy amount of information.
She had called. It was funny because we had our match in September, and USA Boxing got a hold of her, then they got a hold of me, and because
it wouldn't have been September because he wasn't suspended then. So this is about February.
Wasn't insured. USA Boxing.
He wasn't insured.
Insurance insures the whole bar, the parking lot.
USA Boxing Insurance insures the whole bar, the parking lot, the venue, the event.
And Aaron cannot go to Mr. Jim's.
Aaron could not go to Mr. Jim's in Foley, where this event was. So this is why Aaron, even when Aaron wasn't going to fight, he said I was going to go down there and help him set up and all that. He couldn't. He couldn't go down and help set up. He couldn't go down and watch it. He wasn't allowed to go down and be a spectator. He couldn't be at the bar. Listen to this. This is crazy.
Insured, USA Boxing Insurance insures the whole bar, the parking lot, and Aaron cannot go to Mr. Jim's.
Got it.
So, Scott, what are you going to do if he comes? I'll have to ask him to leave. Well, I thought, geez, this sheriff of Stearns County, his girlfriend Natalie works with me for the Rock City Boxing. Mm-hmm. And I approached Steve, and I says, I just want to get your advice. He goes, well, it's not my county. That's great advice. It's all right. And then Walt was by me.
He said, I called the sheriff of Stearns County and I wanted to get some advice. Like, what if Aaron shows up at this thing? This is good, buddy. This is his coach. This is his gym owner, Scott, said you can't come. But Scott was still so worried about the possibility of Aaron coming, which is insane, that he got in touch with the sheriff and said, what's your advice? And the sheriff said, it's not my county. So then listen to this. Listen to what Scott said he would do if Aaron showed up there. This is crazy.
So what are you going to do, Scott? And I go, well, I'm going to shoot a double leg takedown, put him on my shoulders. I'm just going to carry him outside.
I'm going to shoot a double leg takedown, throw him over my shoulder, and carry him outside. I'm going to throw a double leg takedown, throw him over my shoulders, and just carry him outside. Scott doesn't seem to have a doubt in his head that he could beat the fuck out of Aaron if push came to shove. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But just like he said before, the minute Aaron can beat me, I'm 60 years old. The minute Aaron can beat me, we'll listen to his way.
Insurance is everything. But if he stays there, everything would be null and void, but they have to shut the show down. Yeah. And
they'd have to shut the show down if he was even present.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I did tell Aaron, and he obliged. He didn't. Okay, I got it. But
I told Aaron, and he said, "Okay, I got it. I'm not allowed there." Now we didn't hear any of that. Aaron, up to that week, said, "I'm going to go help out and hang out and watch the event." Nope. All this was going on behind the scenes. Whew.
But again,
who was he going to fight? Wasn't he supposed to fight?
To watch.
Oh, in February he was supposed to fight somebody.
No, that was at our September show for Safe Sport.
No, February he had a match, but you said you were having trouble finding somebody for him to box.
Was it? Then it might have been. Then maybe it was February.
Mr. Jim's in February.
He had talked about lining up some guy who he had known before, but he's taller. He's taller and bigger than Aaron by a little bit.
Now look, Jonathan Geyer is sitting there trying to process all this. He's like, I'm hearing a lot of words.
Well, because most of these guys are like younger guys, and Aaron's 38.
All right, now watch this. Jonathan Geyer. I don't know what we're talking about that Jonathan Geyer doesn't like, but now he's going to step in and put his foot down and be like, dude, he's recording. 24 minutes in, Jonathan Geyer. I'm holding my camera up below my chin like this, horizontally. Jonathan Geyer's going to go like, dude, maybe we shouldn't be talking. He's recording. This is crazy. This really happened.
Because most of these guys are like younger guys, and Aaron's 38.
I'm uncomfortable sitting in this gym.
I'm uncomfortable sitting in this gym I'm uncomfortable sitting in this gym.
We're like the Switzerland of this situation.
We're like the Switzerland of the situation. 24 minutes, he's speaking up. I'm uncomfortable sitting in the gym during this conversation.
But talking about, plead the fifth.
No one asked him anything. No one asked you anything, Jonathan Geyer. Just stay there and be simple and try to catch the words you understand. No one asked. No one asked. Are we supposed to be? Listen to this. He tells Scott, dude, he's filming.
You know what I mean? Because you're on camera right now.
No, yeah.
Dude, you're on camera right now. What's the? I don't even understand the objection. 25 minutes in. Let's try to get some insight on this. This is nuts. Actually, I'm not comfortable sitting in this gym with this conversation.
But he's taller and bigger than Aaron by a little bit.
Because most of these guys are like younger guys, and Aaron's 38.
I'm uncomfortable sitting in this gym. We're like the Switzerland of this situation. But talking about plead the fifth. You know what I mean? Because you're on camera right now.
No, yeah.
Nothing gets by Geyer.
I know. Like I said.
No, we come to get the truth because, like, Aaron spins everything, so we're trying to. Yeah, you don't have to badmouth anybody.
You are the neutral party.
Yeah, I got you.
We are the neutral party. Like the Nazis. We get it.
Well,
Me coaching kids has nothing to do.
No.
Me coaching kids has nothing to do with this. Yeah, nobody said it did. What are you talking about? Where did this all come from?
And
Well, see, here's the thing. He can't make the match. I'd have to make the match.
Gotcha.
He can't make the match. I have to make the match. So the coaches make the matches.
Okay, and you are given guidelines that, okay, you got a 38-year-old, how many fights he's got? 2. So you got to fight somebody accordingly with that.
Right.
38-year-old with 2 fights. So we got to find somebody for Aaron to fight.
And in fact, yeah, I will give you an instance when Aaron did not listen.
I'll give you an instance when Aaron did not listen. Listen to this.
It would have been his first fight. It was up in Wadena.
It was his first fight up in Wadena.
Okay, and Jeremy Umlin was the coach. And
Jeremy was the coach. So Jeremy was the other coach. Jeremy is the guy who had the other fighter for Aaron to get a match with. So Jeremy reaches out to Scott. Scott says, I got this guy, Aaron. He's brand new. No fights.
Scotty, hey, we got a guy for him. Okay, and this would have been before COVID when Aaron came.
Before COVID, Aaron's first fight.
I think it was before COVID. Well, anyway, what's his name? Well, he's from St. Paul, but he played Division II football.
He played Division II football. He's brand new, and he's from St. Paul.
Oh God, this isn't good. Well, he's brand new. Yeah, but he's an athlete.
He's an athlete. So this guy, Jeremy, had this new boxer. He wanted him to fight Aaron. They wanted to make a match with Scott. And Scott said, where's he from? St. Paul. He was a Division II football player, but he's a new boxer? No, this is not the right guy for Aaron.
He knows how to train. I don't want him to get hurt. Scott won't.
I don't want Aaron to get hurt. Now, neither one of these guys had ever had a fight, but Scott knew that this guy was an athlete, and Scott told Aaron, no, this isn't the right one.
It'll be all right. No, where's he coming from? St. Paul.
Where's he coming from? St. Paul. Now, again, this is 90 minutes away. Why does that matter?
I don't want the match. Well, then Jeremy.
So Scott tells Jeremy, no, I don't want the match. Aaron then calls Jeremy. This is crazy. This is unheard of. Aaron calls Jeremy, the other guy's coach, and says, Scott's stupid. Scott doesn't know shit. I want the match. Set it up. This is not the way this is done at all.
Called Aaron. And it was like, Scott, I don't care what you say. Okay, I'm going to take that fight.
Scott, I don't care what you say. I'm going to take that fight.
I'm going up there.
And Aaron, so back in 2019, Aaron wasn't super athletic either. He was kind of new.
Right?
Yeah.
And
He's never come across to me as like a very athletic guy.
No. And
So Aaron wasn't athletic. Aaron was new to boxing and didn't have the fundamentals down. And Scott just knew it was a bad pairing to be matched up with this Division II athlete, young guy. Even though he was new at boxing, he had what it would take to condition and train.
If you put him up against a D2 football player, he's going to get hurt. No.
If you put Aaron up against a D2 football player, he's going to get hurt. So Scott was looking out for Aaron.
Who has a family? He does. Who has kids? He does. And who has a wife? He does.
So he's like, Aaron has a wife, Aaron has kids, Aaron has a family. I'm looking out for Aaron. He's going to get hurt. So this is not the match for us.
So, Mr. Kelm, so you knowing this and him having a family, you let him box. You made that fight.
So again, he's running through what an attorney would say to him. You made that fight. You let him box. You knew that he was not matched evenly with this guy. Why'd you set this fight up?
You know, he had 2 fights, and your guy had 2 fights, and this other guy had 2 fights, but you knew he was an athlete.
It'd be like
Now, again, Scott's getting confused because at the time of the story he's telling, Aaron had no fights. Both of these guys had no fights.
fighting him. I gotta get my ass kicked. You're an athlete. I'm a twerp.
And with that in the court, I mean, you would know how are they going to look at that, you know? And that's why.
Right. So again, this is what all the safeguards for all. This is why all these governing bodies exist, to make sure matches are fair. People aren't getting hurt. They're not in danger. Scott's the first check. He's not supposed to set up a match that he believes will get his boxing student hurt.
It's like, and then what I did, I called USA Boxing. I detached him from the club.
I called USA Boxing and detached Aaron from the club. This is not the first time that Scott has had to go through USA Boxing safe sport shit with Aaron Imholte. When he was brand new and had no fights, he went over Scott's head and said, I'm taking this fight. And Scott said, okay, but you're not going to do it under the name of this gym. You're not going to do it under the name of my boxing program. And you're definitely not going to do it under the insurance and supervision of me and my boxing program here. So this is when, again, their relationship was new. Scott had to call Safe Sport, USA Boxing, and detach Aaron from this club so that he would have no liability.
I had to. I don't want to be. I can't be responsible.
Same thing. Yeah, if something happens, it's on you.
You know, and it was funny because he went up there and they stopped the fight.
He went up there. The other guy started kicking his ass, and they stopped the fight. You've all heard about this one. This is the first one. This is not the second one where he falls to the ground.
And I left a message with Aaron. I says, you know, I detached you. I understand you can go to another gym.
I detached you. I understand you can go to another gym.
Well, of course, then that money came. Oh, yeah, you were right, Scott. You were right.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Aaron, I says, you know, I detached you. I understand you can go to another gym. Well, of course, then that money came. Oh, yeah, you were right, Scott. You were right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've been doing this for a minute.
Aaron, I just, look, you can, just like you got a family, you know, they're not going to drive up from St. Paul to go up there and lose.
Right.
You know, you got to take that in consideration, too. Hey, I'm not making any money. Well, you know, I thought you were mad with Jeremy because you guys don't get along.
So then Aaron spun it like, oh, I thought you weren't setting up the match because you were mad at Jeremy.
Either shit or you get off the pot. You're going to do it or you don't. Because if you don't, okay, you're going to get hurt. You want to get hurt? Okay, you're not playing for a Super Bowl.
Right. So again, talking about how stubborn Aaron was 5 years ago when he was boxing. His first fight 5 years ago. He went over Scott's head and had to be detached from the gym because he didn't understand. He wasn't ready.
Just like the enemy's not here.
Yeah.
Okay? And guys, there are hardly any girls that come to this gym. Who the hell are you trying to impress? God, I hate that. I hate that.
Especially now.
Now Jonathan Geyer's going to get mad and say we have more girls coming to the gym now than ever. So girls love it here. So Geyer pipes up with the best stuff.
April's gone.
Oh, God, yeah. when you
Listen to this. This is this will make Nick laugh. This is funny. Scott's about to talk about when April would come to the gym, you know, and how it would shift the vibe of the gym because you got this pretty girl walking around. But when he talks about April coming to the gym, he says, when you and April would come to the gym, to Nick. He doesn't say when Aaron would bring April to the gym. He says when Nick and April would come up to the gym.
That come to this gym, who the hell are you trying to impress? God, I hate that. I hate that.
Especially now that April's gone.
All right, yeah. When you guys came in, oh my God. Sorry.
When you and April would come in, oh my God. Nick in his seersucker suit and April with just her pasties on. Ooh. When you guys would come in, oh my God. Showstoppers. Hello.
God, I hate that. I hate that.
Especially now that April's gone.
All right, yeah. When you guys came in, oh my God. Sorry. It was so funny. There was always a change. And it's just kind of just watching some of the boxes. I know you didn't notice, John, on Thursday night.
We have more females now than ever.
Yes, we actually have more females now than ever.
And again, sometimes you just gotta shut up and,
Box. Shut up and box.
Shut up and box. Do the job. Shut up and kiss me. I don't know who sang that song, but it's like, but yeah, no, I don't want, Isaac, don't look at me like that. You're not gonna.
I want to do one more thing before I leave.
Yeah.
You and me take a picture with holding up a sheet of paper that says "Got him," like you did with Aaron.
Okay, if I gave it to Aaron, I'll give it to you.
Yes.
Patrick. Yeah.
What a good sport. How do you not like this guy?
Okay, so now that everything's concluded, and the age gap, actually you have to be both boxers, amateur boxers, be within 10 years of each other. But I mean, think about it. I mean, with the podcasters on both sides, north, south, good, bad, big, tall, doesn't matter. Man, this could be epic.
Exhibition match.
Epic. It'd be a true amateur match. Not even use exhibition because it would be real.
Who's your money on? Who would you put your money on?
That'd be tough because sometimes emotion drives people nuts. I think emotionally, the book about women. Like men do one thing, women see the other.
Women are from
Mars, and women are from Venus.
Yeah.
This is what it would be, because I think emotionally that would be Aaron, rationally that would be you.
So he's from Mars and
This rules.
Aaron's from Venus?
There you go. Mars versus Venus.
Are you calling
This
Aaron
is
a woman?
the greatest promotion
No, I'm only the planet Venus now. I mean, the book, hey, but emotion, but he's charged with that emotional drive. If he had the rational...
Yeah, but do you think he knows how to bottle that emotion and aim it in the right direction? Because he's kind of like just spraying it everywhere now.
He is spraying it and licking it up.
That was the fireworks. There's a guy over here that...
Awesome.
Yeah,
It's getting dark. We got to get out of here.
We're going to get hit by Roman candle fire as we leave.
He would really have to...
He's got to learn how to manage that emotion.
There you go. Manage it, Yeah. And
But I think I'm 3 inches taller. If I worked on it, like you said, condition a little bit.
The conditioning he would have.
Yeah.
Okay. The rationality you would have. And again, just like, in boxing. Okay, here's the height, here's the reach, here's the experience, here's he's a brawler, this one's a boxer. I think the matchup, there's the qualities that each of you guys have. And
But that's why it'd be fun to watch.
It would be fun to watch.
Be fun to watch, because how would it be? Would it be the stalking first, or would it be, okay, I'm coming right out?
Oh no. Why'd you have to bring up stalking?
What would it be?
What would it be?
I'll take the win of you calling Aaron irrational.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach fucking Scott